Hello and welcome to Toad Rolls Dice, where we have a giant box to open up and take a look at. This is the brand new Kill Team expansion. Tomb World. Kill Team 2024 Season 2 starter box. I'm going to say it's not really a starter box because the rules aren't in here, but to give them their credit, the rules are currently available online through Warcom or on the app. So if you wanted the teams in this, if this is where you wanted to start, this could be a starter box. But in here you have Deathwatch versus Necrons. What more could you possibly want? This was the first Kill Team box that I got really excited about way back when. Edition 2021 I think it was. No, 2018. There was a Heavy Intercessors versus Flayed Ones box that I didn't pick up, but I picked up bits from. And that's what got me into Kill Team. It seems wild that we haven't had a Deathwatch Kill Team, a dedicated, bespoke Deathwatch Kill Team until now, and I'm so happy that we do, although there is a little bit of sadness. We've talked about that previously. But in this one we're going to take a look at the contents of the box. We're going to look at the sprues, we're going to have a quick look at all the bits that come with it. This isn't going to be a deep dive into the rules or anything like that. This is just seeing what's inside this giant box. And right off the bat, it is a chunky box. This is probably the biggest Kill Team box that I have seen. It's bigger than Into the Dark. It's bigger than, was it Octarius, which I think are the two last really big ones. But it's a different style box. It doesn't quite feel as solid as some of the other cardboard boxes. But obviously we've seen the front cover. How about we take a look at what's inside here? So in this box you get the Kill Team Tomb World Dossier, Assembly Guide, and a combined Kill Team token sheet which will cover Deathwatch and Necrons, and there will be some universal ones in there as well. Kill Team card packs. Deathwatch have their data cards, the Canoptek Circle, the Necrons have their data cards, which is good. I don't think we've had that officially confirmed yet. So I'm glad that they're still putting these in. For the price of this box, especially buying it directly from GW, those cards should be in here. And you also get the Tomb World event cards for the NPO stuff if you're playing joint ops or adversary ops. You get 2 full Deathwatch kill teams, so that's 10 operatives. The full Canoptek Circle kill team, that's 8 operatives. And then 13 Necrons and Scarab Swarm models. 13 combined. I think it's 3 Scarab Swarms, 10 little Necron warriors that you can see there. So just one sprue, one box basically, but it's a very nice inclusion. You also get the game board and the terrain set, which is all these beautiful Necronified walls, and then the scatter terrain as well. Just an incredible box. As much as I may kick off on the price of this one, because it is another step up compared to the previous big Kill Team boxes that we've had. I think it might have been another £10, and I deal with UK money because that's where I live. I think it may have been a £10 increase. It may have been a £15 increase, which in the scheme of things, for what you get, I don't think is the worst thing in the world. But the price creep on Kill Team products over the last couple of years is just hilarious. So I'm always not going to be happy about that, and I don't think anybody's happy about price increases. But for what you get and from what we've seen, and we will look at the sprues so we can see actually the level of detail on these kits. But for a whole brand new game board with incredible terrain, the kind of game board that I have always wanted, especially being the Necron Tomb World where you're phasing in and all the different things that you can do with this. Not just in Kill Team, but in 40k as well, boarding actions, that kind of stuff. Homebrew campaigns. Add your own rules for these different little teleports and things to do stuff. I think that this is a really exciting position for them to put Kill Team in, and their terrain as well, because 40k terrain is kind of lacking. So it's nice that we're getting something new. From my understanding, this box isn't available through Games Workshop anymore. It was a FOMO box, but there may be some knocking around in your local third-party stores. I know that I bought this from the Mystery Den. I got a 25% discount, which obviously made the price much more appealing, especially for the contents. But Mystery Den in Darlington, not sponsored, but I do like to shout Derek out every now and then. I know that he had some stock left. Only half of the stock that he got in had been pre-ordered. So if you're in the northeast, you're popping through Darlington, check out the Mystery Den if you are looking for one of these boxes. But it might also be worth checking with your friendly local gaming store just to see if they have any of these lying around, because they may not all have sold out. Fingers crossed, if you do want one, you did manage to get hold of one. But how about we take a look at the contents? It's just such a big box. I am not complaining about the size of the box. But this isn't going to fit under the futon that I hide all my Warhammer from my partner. So what have we got when we get inside? I'm not throwing this box, by the way. This is too nice, and it will be a container for all this stuff once it's done. But I'm not throwing these around. We've just got a jumble of sprues, by the looks of it. That's not well packaged, is it? Oh well, it's what it is. We've got a little bit of Necron terrain. We will look at this stuff in more detail, but holy hell, the detail on these is amazing. So I'll put terrain over there. We have a little bit of Deathwatch. I'll put you over there, a little bit more Deathwatch. That looks like our Canoptek leader. You can go over there. That is Necrons. Yeah, I recognise that sprue. Let's just get these out the box and then we'll start. That's going to be the rest of the kill team. Space Marines and Space Marines. Are they the same sprue or are they separate sprues? We'll have a look. And then all of the terrain in here. Wow, this is just like Gallo Dark. The detail is amazing. There's even broken ones. And you can put the sarcophagi over them maybe? I don't know. This is so much like Gallo Dark. You probably can't see all the detail because I'm waving it around. I'm having a look myself. But wow, this is just, oh man, kid at Christmas kind of thing. This is absolutely everything that I wanted. Terrain is going over there. So we have what looks like 2 of those. Two of those. No, that's a different one. Right. We'll sort all this out. I mean, I'm going to speed through this. So 2 of those. Is that the same as that one with the... Yeah, okay. So we have 6 sprues of scenery, but it is... Oh, there's a piece falling off there. Well, that's definitely not good. That's how it's packaged. But that's fine. It's not damaged in any way. And it was terrain, not a model, so that's fine. So there's 3 different sprues of terrain times 2, which give you 6 sprues, which is your full board. That, I'm guessing, is the board. So we'll rip into that in a minute. We have a box that will contain our rules, our cards, and our dossier. This is all fairly standard kill team so far, isn't it? I'm running out of space. This box is too big. And then under there we have all of our bases. Looks like... Are they push-fit Necrons? They are push-fit Necrons. Okay, we've got a couple of big bases. That'll be for the Necron Canoptek spider things and the leader, probably. Are they 50mm? Cool. And then a load of others. So in there, those push-fit ones will be for the swarms, because I think they're on a 40mm. And then they will be Space Marines, maybe. And they will just be for the Necron warriors. I'd guess. We'll figure it out as we go. Let's get you out of the way. What shall we look at first? I'm going to need some space for the gaming board. So how about we look at some of this scenery? So we have, this is so cool. I love this stuff. So we have 2 of those. Let's just line them up. And pop you there. Let's get you out of the way as well. We have 2 of those. That little piece just goes in there. I'm a little annoyed that that's broken off, but it isn't actually damaged, and you will be taking off the sprue anyway. You get these in shot maybe? And then we have... two of those. So that's our 6 pieces of terrain for the board, and then we have our scatter terrain here. Really, really nice detail. I love seeing all the swarms just going over everything. They, I believe, are the teleportation pads. I've got a little extra bit there. I think that would go over the... yeah, the sarcophagus there. If you want to hide it, or even magnetize it or something. I'm not sure how I'd build that, honestly. But that is a cool, nice little bit of hidden detail if you want to hide it. Really, really nice. There's something cool about just seeing the Necron terrain, Tomb Worlds and stuff. Very, very nice. So that is our splash terrain. Here are some of the walls. Just wondering if we can see how these walls go together. Look at the detail. Absolutely stunning. So it looks like well, that's all. That little break there is all detail. No, looking at that edge there, if you can see, that edge looks like it would slide into there. So while that's detailed, you can also, yeah, okay. So it is push fit terrain, putting it together, which is so much better than what Gallo Dark was with those caps. Gallo Dark was an interesting idea. I'm not going to say it was poorly implemented, because it did a job, and for being able to clip things in and have a completely customizable board, it was a necessary step, but I'm glad that they have re-engineered that, and that's maybe why we haven't seen any more expansions to Gallo Dark, because they've rethought how to do it. But it looks like this just slides in together. I do wonder how firm it's going to be. It looks like these bits, these circular bits here, will act as an anchor point looking at it. So painting those is going to be interesting. Because that circular bit there, hopefully you can see it, that bit. It looks like that just slots in, and it's got little ridged sections there which will fit in there, be more secure. But again, the detail, just stunning. And that is the second of that one. A lot of these are going to look the same. Let's try and break it up a bit for these lovely Necrons in their tombs, hibernation chambers, whatever they are. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And then that is the back. Oh, I like that that's broken. The attention to detail on this stuff is always really, really nice. So one of these will fit, probably that piece right there, will just fit in there and create another sarcophagus. And then detail on these doors, or whatever these are meant to be. I'd say that they're doors. Let's just have a look at the back of the other piece as well. That's cool. So this is the first piece that I was showing you. Not quite as much to look at here, but just beautiful detail. And that is the second of the second sprue that we looked at a moment ago. And then let's move on to our final piece. Just incredible detail. I love stuff like this. I love the idea of fighting indoors, and I should really pick up the boarding actions book. Little sarcophagus there as well. That piece looks like it will go over to cover it if you want. And then that is your teleportation-y effect for a doorway, if you wanted to pop that in one of these doorways, I'm sure. And then that is just the other. Or maybe it isn't that piece that goes over. That's the other piece. Beautiful. I love this stuff. I am such a simp for good terrain. How about we take a look at the Necrons? So that is your new Canoptek Circle kill team. Geomancer by the looks of it, and then you have all of the little gribblies and the big Canoptek spiders that come with her as well. It all just looks very Necron, doesn't it? Wonderful detail. These are going to be fiddly to build, aren't they? You just look at all those different options for guns and things. Getting them in the right place is going to be, and the wires and things, is going to be fun for me. But again, just beautiful detail. Exactly what you would expect, I think, for the Necrons. And then this is the Geomancer. There's a weird faceplate there. I'm going to see if I can do something with that. That is her sprue. Giant staff. And then the centipede-like body. Just going to pull the lights back in a little bit. Seems to have gotten darker outside. Really, really nice. Beautiful detail. Yeah. Interested to see how she goes together. Oh, I guess we'll take a look at the Space Marines. So the Space Marines have, it looks like, no, that isn't a duplicate sprue. Okay, well they're a 4 sprue team, which I think is unheard of. These are going to be pricey. Right, first thoughts, just looking at these sprues. It is exactly as we've seen. There is no assault rifles, no extra power weapons, no shotguns. They are a dedicated 100% kill team operative build. There is no warrior options in here. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it is what it is. For kill team, I think it's great, but using these in 40k, that's going to be an interesting question. Oh no, they are duplicated. Wait, are they? Well, there's 2 phase blades, which is cool. That sprue, they are duplicated, but for some reason they're just on differently. Are they duplicated? I'm not sure they are now. So that, right, let's see if we can do this that way. Yeah. So that sprue, whichever number that is the same as that sprue. You have got all of the same shoulder pads. All of the same heads. Same weapon options. Okay. But that sprue isn't the same as that sprue. That sprue is the same as that sprue. Right. Okay. So we have 2 of that one, we have 2 of that one, so is this a copy of that one? It is. Okay, so it is a duplicate sprue, but it's just how they've split them from the molds. Okay, so you can build the same models if you want. The other upshot of that is you get 2 of each loadout. So you can build the 10 operatives. I know they're an 11 operative team, but you can build the 10 operatives because you only get 2 Gravis guys. And then you still have a whole host of other options if you wanted to customize other Deathwatch. I feel like I need to split these now. Alright, so now I've split these. Power Sword goes to Power Sword, so that is one set. Heavy Bolter and Flamer on that, and then that goes to that. Okay, so what we'll do is take a look at, I've moved the camera so I'm going to have to get used to it in this new place. We'll take a look at these individually, I think. So you get, let's just get you out of the way too. So you get two of these. We'll put that one over there. This is your close combat. You've got your shield, you've got the knife, the two knives for the Reaver type build. Power Sword, beautiful Xenophage blade. Different options. You can see some of the chapter badges there on the shoulder pads. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Got some Deathwatch shoulder pads as well, which are obviously vital to this kit. Selection of different heads. Really, really nice. Nice White Scars looking one there. Yeah. Beautiful looking Thunderhammer as well. Stalker Bolter there. That is the Infiltrator, I think it was. Got part of the grav chute for the Reaver. Disappointment aside that this Deathwatch kit is just Deathwatch operatives. There's no real customization for a 40k Deathwatch troop squad. The fact that you get so many extra options, bearing in mind that these sprues are duplicated. So you have two of the shields, you have two of the Thunderhammers, you have two of these knives, which are really cool. Two Xenophage blades is really nice. I think that that's cool. This has some more of our weapons on. Let's put you over there. So we've got shoulder pads, pretty much mostly shoulder pads, and then a few little extras. Frag cannon, the Infernus heavy bolter. Look at these, wonderful. Look at the detail on that. Wonderful chapter markings. Selection of options, that's probably a Gravis backpack, that's probably a Gravis backpack. Some more, there's our Phobos. Chapter markings. It is really nice to see so many chapter marking, like variety of chapter markings in proper plastic. Look at these extra kits as well. That's for the Reaver with a grav chute. I love all these little extras, the knives, the pouches. Deathwatch are just cool, aren't they? And then our final set of two sprues is mostly bodies and legs. So however they've done this, this is a 10-man team, so it is 5 bodies repeated. I love that Wolf Spears one. That's just so cool. Which is no bad thing in honest. Oh, Phobos Deathwatch, finally. And then we have some other heads there. That's the boy, big old hairy Thor over there. You've got a bit of a Gravis going on there. There's obviously an extra bit, or he sits inside his armour or something. I've never built Gravis before. We've got some other heads. Lots of really impressive options. Obviously, pose-wise, you're going to have a little play around. But detail-wise, I think that these are beautiful. And I love that it's a mix of tactical Gravis and Phobos armour. Because that's perfect Deathwatch. Yeah, interesting. Not what I was expecting. I'm not against having so many. I mean, that's 6 sprues for Space Marines. That's our Necrons. Oh, before we move on to the paper, shall we do Necron Warriors? I've got no problems here. I've seen this before. The starter set that I got was the 9th edition starter set that came with 5 Assault Intercessors and 10 Necron Warriors. Way back in the pandemic times. Just beautiful detail. I know that they're push fit. They came in the Indomitus starter set, I want to say. But really nicely detailed troops. Hopefully they'll be easy to put together and paint. I'm not as dexterous as I was a couple of years ago. I've got an issue with a nerve in my neck, which has knackered my right hand a little bit. But these are just cool. I've always loved Necrons. Not enough to do an army, but I've always loved Necrons. So it's nice that you get some of these NPO operatives included. Right, how about we have a look at the paper products? Okay, let's take a look at the less interesting stuff, because the sprues are the big bit, right? That's what excites us all. But we're going to take a look at the game board. I believe this one's double-sided, so we'll take a quick look at that, and then we will go through the dossier, the tokens, and we'll have a quick skim through the cards as well. Let's just cut our way into this one. I don't know why I'm being so precious with this. It is definitely Necron-y. Let's get rid of that bit. I guess it's nice to just have these game boards as in a protective cover, isn't it? Oh, it is double-sided. So this is your new kill team sized board. I tell you what we'll do. Because the arm isn't going to reach, I'll take some pictures of it once we've flattened it out and I'll just throw them up. But you have got this side nicely detailed with, looks like the teleport pads and things turned on. And then let's flip it over. This is a repeat of the same, pretty much, but you have got the teleport pads turned off. So not a huge amount of variety. Slightly different colour. But obviously that's the illumination, I think, more than anything else. But I'll take a few shots of that and then we'll actually show you what it looks like once it's sort of fully flat out on both sides. But I do like a good game board. Right, how about we do this bit then? Lovely little box. I do like the presentation of these Kill Team boxes now. So you've got your Kill Team style logo there. Cover art there. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. There's something cool about Deathwatch. I've always liked Deathwatch. In here we have a dossier. It's a good chunk as well. Very nice. I suppose there'll be terrain rules in there. We have our tokens, which we'll take a look at. The instructions, nice little A5 guide again. Yeah, I like these. I don't mind them being an A5 guide. And then we have our Deathwatch, Necron, and event card decks. So, tokens. This half is generic tokens and then your Deathwatch. And then you've got your Necron side of things as well. Necrons have more stuff. It doesn't look like the Deathwatch have a huge amount of kit. There's just a couple here. And then this is going to be special ammunition and things. You've got your base markers as well for the different size bases that you're going to be playing with. Only goes up to 40mm. And that is, for reference, that's the back. Not quite as shiny, but still quite nice. And the colour schemes fit completely. Very, very good. So our cards. Let's do the Necrons first. We'll just have a quick skim. I mean, these are going to be exactly the same as any of the other Kill Team cards that you've seen before. Would be what I expect. Yeah, it looks like we've got all of the universal equipment. So I'm not going to go over them too much because they come in every one. We've got our marker token guides, which is always nice. They're very handy as well. Geomancer. 3 APL. Very nice. And we have some more Geomancer actions. Lots of Geomancer actions. Interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what these are. The Tomb Crawlers, Macrosite Warrior, Macrosite Accelerator. These are double-sided with rules and things on the other side, just for reference. The Reanimator, that'll be a fun one. That is how you build the team. Geomancer, 2 Tomb Crawlers, 1 Accelerator, 1 Reanimator, 3 Warriors, sorry. And then you can include up to 1 Transdimensional Isolator, whatever that means. Faction rules. Faction equipment. All of this is obviously unique to this team, but no surprises here. Strategy ploys and their firefight ploys. Everything that you need until they change them in the app, which they always do. Everything that you need to run the Canoptek circle, and it will be the same with these. We'll have a quick skim through, but I am not expecting any difference. Always one card that doesn't want to come out of the box. So that will be, you can tell because the backings are different for the universal equipment. So all of that is universal equipment. There's a look at our Deathwatch Sergeant. All of your operatives. I'm just going to quickly skim through these as we go. Kill team. We know how to build these. You can take any one of those for up to 5 operatives. Faction rules. We've seen quite a few of these before. We haven't really seen much of the Necron stuff. But I'm expecting some nice things there. Strategic ploys, or strategy ploys, sorry. And then firefight ploys. And then your marker token. Digital weapons is always nice. So no real surprises there. That's exactly what you would expect from both of these kill teams. That's what we've come to expect now. So this one is the fun one. So we have our 12 event cards. I'm not going to go through these here. I plan on doing a separate video for these. We've seen some of them before. They're obviously for joint ops and adversary ops as well. But there's your event cards there. Necrons on the back. And then your operatives. Warrior. A couple of weapon options. Actions on the back. Tomb Crawler. Options on the back. And then the Macrosites as well. Options on the back. All of this is as we'd expect, having seen Kill Team Typhon, which came with Tyranids. Guys, I'm really looking forward to getting into some of the campaign stuff. Let's just lift this up a little bit. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, just the campaign, the narrative side of things, the joint ops, or even solo play, which is probably what I'm going to start with. I cannot wait. It just excites me, especially now we have something like this. We can start off on the, on the planet, fighting your way to the entrance of the Tomb World against maybe orcs or something else, Tyranids, whatever. Tyranids might be an interesting one, actually. And then you delve into, and then as you're fighting the Necrons in the Tomb World, potentially an adversary follows you in. Or maybe you're not the only one sent in there to deal with this. There's so, my brain is spinning with options. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm so excited. But this is our dossier. Inside, you will find the rules for fielding Deathwatch and Canoptek Circle kill teams, an overview of the Tomb World of Somneft, the Eldritch genius at work under its surface, and the kill teams doing battle throughout the nightmarish Xeno passages. And a showcase of miniatures photography displaying the kill teams and the sepulchral labyrinth in which they fight. Obviously, new to kill team, you've got your QR codes there as well. That's on the main box. It's on here. There's loads of QR codes for you to scan and get the rules. Because you don't have to buy the rule book if you don't want. You do have your quick start rules online. Let's have a little look in here. Kill Team Tomb World. Isn't this just the coolest? So we have some lore on Somneft, the Deathwatch, the Canoptek Circle, the rules for them, and then we've got 30 pages of missions. Very nice. And then that's just a breakdown of where you will find the specific rules for the Deathwatch. I'm not going to go into great detail on this. I haven't read the lore, you've just seen me unboxing this. I just love the artwork in these books. Kill Team Vashkovian and Amhetra's Crypto Retinue. That word boggled my brain a little bit. And then we have some of the photography there as well. Just stunning. I'm looking forward to building both of these actually. It's so nice to have Deathwatch back. I know that, as I said, there is that negative element with it. I love this stuff, seeing the Xenophage blade, the different weapons. I love seeing these little blueprints and diagrams and things. They've really upped it with the Kill Team books over the last few years. That's taking you through the operatives. Very, very cool. Yeah, so I'm not going to deep dive into all this stuff. We're just going to have a quick skim through. Obviously the lights are pretty bright at the minute because it is very dark outside. I'm just giving you an idea of the contents of the book. Kill Team rules, we're going to go Deathwatch into the Canoptek Circle. I would like to do videos on each of these. Hopefully I can get something sorted where we actually talk about it, and we'll probably use the cards for those. Just really nice miniatures. And I love how they painted them with the black into the green. It's just beautiful. So we have faction rules and things. And then we go faction equipment, designer's commentary, which is always interesting, into the missions. Killzone Tomb World. I'm just going to take you through the new terrain pieces because all of this is brand new. And how you interact with them as cover and things. Hatchways, that's always an interesting one. But hatchways are back. Breach points, nice. How you interact with the teleport pad, sarcophagus and debris, light terrain. Close quarters, talking about the room and then your actions and things. I wonder if these have changed at all. Straight into your Joint Ops World mission, Tomb World mission pack. Threat levels and events and things is going to take you through. So really, there's not a huge amount of actual competitive Kill Team stuff to take in. Obviously, your Kill Team rules. And then how you interact with the new board. It probably hasn't changed that much in all honesty. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. And then this bit is just going through the joint ops, the NPO stuff, difficulty and things. Threat principles, activations and all that stuff. Talking you through everything. You've got your NPO data cards reprinted in the book as well. These should be available on Warcom via a free download at some point in the next 3 months. It's normally around the time that the next Kill Team box is coming out, which is weird to talk about, bearing in mind we know what the next box is, and it's not anytime soon. We've only just got this one. But probably, what are we, September? They're usually 3 months apart. There might be another one for Christmas. It might potentially be January. But really, really fun stuff. And then your actual missions there. Shifting Labyrinth, Demolition Protocol, Recover Transponder, Destroy Sarcophagus, Scout Subcrypt, and Regroup. And then we go into the Adversary Ops, which is your PvPvE mode. So this is where you and your friend, your opponent, whoever you're playing against, would play against each other and also the inhabitants of the Tomb World, which would be really, really cool. And then we have the key for building your maps and things, always useful. And then the actual map layouts themselves. So there are some new map layouts. I believe you've got a reference chart as well. Nice and easy to find. You could even, if you wanted to, I wouldn't necessarily do this myself, but you could cut that off and then you've got a carry chart with the key there as well, if you wanted. I wouldn't. I don't like doing stuff like that. Not with these lovely books. But I believe that we've got new missions coming in the Advanced Ops, whatever they call them now. There's a new mission deck coming out next week. I should be picking my copy up from the store next week, which will be pretty nice. They are up for pre-order right now, I believe. And I believe they're still available. But there we go. that is Kill Team Tomb World. And then just the build guide. Actually, I am interested to see how this all snaps together. It looks like they just slide in, like how we talked about. Yeah, they do. They're going to be quite simple to put together, aren't they? Yeah, they are just push fit. Excellent. It's interesting that some of the corners it turns into the Gallowdark style where two pieces will make the whole when you put the game board together. But it's interesting that they've kept that idea. I wonder how firmly they will sit together, because you can glue them if you want, but it is advised that you don't, because it adds to that extra customizable option. And then it looks like these just push fit in. Hopefully it holds well. It should do, looking at it. But that's the big question. That's what we'll talk about as we're putting it together. And then your Necron warriors. There's the Canoptek. They actually look quite simple to put together. Choice of weapon options and things. Not a huge amount of pieces. For Necrons, there might not be a huge amount of pieces. They're still fiddly little pieces. Yeah, really nice. And I love that it talks you through the weapons as well, which is cool. So you know what you're actually putting on. And then we have our Deathwatch there. Yeah, with the different build options and things. So I'm probably not going to... Well, you might have to with that guy, actually, with the hammer. I'm going to mess around with the arms on these. I'm not going to have them in the same poses that they build them. I'm going to customize mine. I always do. Not always a good thing, but I always do. There you can see the host of heads and pauldrons. Very, very nice. And they're all customizable. You can put any of those on. And then you've got your breakdown of the weapons, which is really cool. And then there's a list of all the sprues. Very, very nice. I am looking forward to getting into the Tomb World. It isn't going to be something that we rush into. I am still working on my Space Wolves, and there's a couple of other hobby bits I'm working on as well. But this is something that we're going to follow through on the channel, and I would like to think that we can start to get some, even if it is solo ops, we can get something up on the channel once all this is painted. I would like to dive into Kill Team quite hard with this, because this setting and the Deathwatch team, so many cool options. The only downside with the Deathwatch team is you are going to need to source another Gravis miniature if you do want all 11 of them, or magnetize the arms, which is a nice little extra to do. It's not that hard with Space Marines either. You can usually magnetize them pretty easily. We'll see. It depends how I build them as to which route I go, but I do have a spare Gravis body kicking around that I might be able to do something with. So that will be probably a separate hobby video, like I've started to do. I do enjoy doing those. They are fun. But that is Kill Team Tomb World. It is a beautiful box. It has basically everything that I wanted from Deathwatch versus Necrons, and I'm really excited to actually dive into the rules, and we'll talk about those in a later video and see what we all think of both Deathwatch and the Necrons. I hope the Necrons are good. I have a horrible feeling that Deathwatch are going to be overpowered, but they are a 5-man team of Space Marines, so we'll see. They're quite elite, but we'll see how they land. But yeah, that is us for unboxing and a sprue view of Kill Team Tomb World. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTubey stuff. It really does help out the channel, and it is all very much appreciated. The support is amazing from the community that we're putting together here, and as we grow there'll be more to come, fingers crossed. So it's very much appreciated. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.